An empire is like a cherry tree. If it is blooming, its petals must one day fall. If it is barren, its petals must one day bloom. Thus it has always been. Book of Odes, 856. War is coming. The rumors took wing and flew through the capital, leaving behind a trail of astonishment, fear, and in some cases a stirring hunger for glory. Only in my father's house were they met with apathy. "I will not go," my father said, his face obscured by a cloud of smoke. The unaired room smelled of sweat and opium, but father refused to let us open so much as a window. He claimed the sunlight would hurt his eyes, but I think he simply did not want to see the state of what he'd become. His wife stood beside me, trembling. Xiuying was my stepmother, though we were only 7 years apart. The servants had expected me to hate her upon her arrival, but against father's increasing rage and lunacy, we bonded over a common enemy. As the years passed, we became more than allies. We became Lao Tong, old sames. Now, Xiuying clenched her hands into fists, trying to conceal her emotions. "The draft is the heavens' mandate. To lie to the imperial commander is punishable by death." "For Sky's sake, just tell them I'm unwell. Make something up. You're awfully creative when it comes to finding ways to spend money. Use some of that creativity to lie." The injustice of this remark stole my breath away. How dare he accuse her of losing all our money? "It's your gambling habit that's brought us—" Xiuying covered my mouth with her hands. "No, Meilin," she whispered. Father blew out a delicate ring of smoke from his pipe. He hadn't even heard me. Lost in his thoughts, he murmured, "I won't go to war. I refuse. It doesn't befit me, a man of my stature." His hand trembled as he emptied his pipe against the old ashtray. The porcelain had once belonged to my mother's dowry. It was now chipped and stained, ruined, like everything else in this household. "Why don't you send the old footman in my place?" said father, chuckling at his own idea. He set his pipe down at last, the full weight of his attention falling upon us. "He can pass for me." "Father," I said loudly, unable to curb my tongue, "Zhou is not long for this world." "Did I ask you to speak?" he snapped, his eyes lighting on me. Xiuying shot me a frightened glance, but I shook my head at her while father laughed. "Even better," he decided. "Two birds with one stone, as the scholars say. Better he die out there than waste our household resources any longer. These days, even the dogs contribute more than he—" "Uncle Zhou has done more for this household than you ever have." The words were out of my mouth before I could think twice. Xiuying gasped. Father narrowed his eyes, then lurched to his feet, grabbing hold of the table to steady himself. He was advanced in years, but he was still a large man, several heads taller than me. They used to say he could command a room with his presence, before the opium commanded him. He lumbered toward me now, his long hair loose on his shoulders, his gait sloping and precarious. With a snarl, he grabbed me by my chin, forcing me to meet his watery glare. Our faces were inches from each other. I hadn't been this close to him in years. Xiuying once confessed she'd thought him a handsome man when they first met, with his dark, luminous eyes, his straight nose, and high cheekbones. "You're blessed with beauty, like him," she'd said, trying to compliment me. I hadn't told her it felt like the worst kind of insult. "That Zhou raised you to insolence," father muttered. "After your mother died, I shouldn't have let him interfere." He turned my face from side to side, like a butcher inspecting a pig for slaughter. When I tried to pull away, his grip only tightened. "How old is she?" he asked, glancing at Xiuying. His voice took on a mocking lilt. "How old is my dear, lovely daughter?"